So I'm here with Kelly Viens, the Recreation Director at the St. Albans Recreation Department for this edition of Hometown Roster. We've decided to stay in St. Albans, actually just right up the street from BFA. So Kelly, just want to thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, I mean, the basis of this show is to introduce people that are behind the scenes sometimes, and we've done interviews with a head coach where you see him on the side, on the sidelines, and we've done it with a player that you see, in the papers and everything like that. But sometimes we like to interview people like an athletic director or a recreation director because we want to know the people that are behind the scenes of everything that goes on in Franklin County when it comes to athletics and sports and stuff like that. So I guess we just wanted to learn a little bit more about you, because people will obviously sign up for different activities and everything that's going on at the recreation department, but they don't necessarily see you. So I guess we just want to learn more a little bit about you. So you've been in this position for how long now?
I have been recreation director for 7 years now.
Okay, but this wasn't the first job you've had here.
No, I've actually been involved in the recreation department for over 40 years. 6 years prior to this job, I was the pool manager. And then all the years from my early teens until then, off and on, I've been teaching swim lessons, lifeguarding, that kind of thing. So I've been involved in aquatics and teaching a few fitness classes through rec, and then full-time about 13 years ago. Okay,
so swimming was definitely a big part of you going into this position, so you'll be able to continue doing that?
Yeah, I love, aquatics are my thing. I love swimming.
Okay. And now how far back does that go? When you're such a little kid in swimming, or?
Yeah, I mean, back with the recreation department is where I took lessons. And in those days, there wasn't a municipal pool. It was community members would say, okay, the rec department can use my pool from 8 a.m. until noon every day, all summer, or for 2 weeks. And you would see in the newspaper, it would come out and tell you what pool you reported to for your lesson. You had your lesson. And that's where I became certified to teach, and then got further certifications through the YMCA.
Okay. So, I mean, I know there's only like one time where you finally get to see all the fans of swimming come out, and it's usually around Olympics time. Is that something you kind of get crazy for too, when it comes around once every 4 years? It's
funny that you don't realize what the trickle down will be, but we have noticed that we definitely have higher enrollment in swim team after Olympic swimming.
Sure.
It's just kids see it, they love it, they can relate to it. Almost everyone can swim. You can't swim at that level, but it does really excite people to the sport.
Great. So, but we don't, obviously the rec department doesn't have, a pool for themselves. You guys share it down in, what is it down in?
Well, actually, it is our pool.
Oh, it's specifically your pool?
Yeah,
okay.
It's city's pool, the municipal pool. And we run every minute we can out of that pool during the season. The swim team is there from 7:30 to 10:30 each morning.
Wow.
Then we do lessons from 10:30 to 1 each weekday. And then from 1 until 4, it's public swim. And then we do lessons again from 4:30 until 7, and then we have public swim again 7 till 9. So
wow.
and then
whole day.
It's we jam as much youth into the pool as possible. And then in addition we have swim lessons, but we train lifeguards, we train swim instructors, we do aqua jogging, which is a form of low impact aerobic water workout. We have master swim for adults. We do every single thing we can do down there in the short season that we have.
And you said swim team. Can you go a little more in depth into what
that
is?
St. Albans Shark Swim Team. Okay. And it is a summer league through the Champlain Valley Swim League is the league that we're a part of. And they have usually about 8 meets per summer on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. We have anywhere, it depends upon the year, anywhere from 70 to 100 kids on the team.
Wow.
And we've started a new segment of the team called Cat Sharks. We're the St. Albans Sharks, and there are different sharks within our teams, as some kids are way more competitive than others. They just want to get out there and swim, and that's fine, because that's a good thing to do.
Sure.
We have others who are actually state champions, so I mean we have all the entire range. We started Cat Sharks this year for kids 3 to 5 years old, and that is for kids who are not quite ready to compete, but they kind of like the idea, or they want to see if they like the idea. And we had, I believe, 12 cat sharks this year, and it was new, so that was pretty cool.
Well, it's great that you're getting them involved so young, because it's only going to help feed that, that passion for it as they get older.
Yeah, and I mean, and swimming's a lifelong sport. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those. It's great.
Great. So, would you say that your aquatics program, given your hobby and your specialty and everything like that, is a little more advanced than some of the other programs here, or what other things do you have that are going on here that people can get involved in throughout? Because that seems like a whole year-round, all-day thing.
Our summer programming starts usually beginning of June and runs through the end of August. We jam a lot into that. Our swim coach, our coaches are Nohea King and Tom Coldis, and Tom runs a training program at the Brannan's pool in the off season, so that we can keep kids who want to either stay in swimming shape or just simply, even if they're not a member of the team, they just want to swim and keep moving and exercising. So that's an option there. But we have and aquatics is my thing. I love that. But we have amazing fitness programming. We have a terrific soccer program with over 300 kids. We have all kinds of art programming. We have a day camp program where we have, usually about 70 kids a day. We have vacation camps. So whereas, the swimming was my thing and it kind of brought me into rec, I feel like we really have a well-rounded program with a lot of things. We do bus trips, we do adult programming, so we try to have it a nice, well-rounded offering.
Sure. So, you used this department when you were a kid.
Yeah.
So how has it changed since you've come into this role? Because I'm sure you've used some of the programs before, but how has it kind of transformed over the years?
The really good things about it are exactly the same. It's volunteers and it's parents. We have 50 little soccer teams. We don't
50?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We have 300 kids playing soccer, and it's wonderful. And it couldn't run without parents, and that's how it was. When I was a kid, it's how it was when my kids were in it, and now my grandson is in it. And that's a nice thing to see, that it always gets a little better, but it's always that the same basic good is what's good about it. It's all community, it's all volunteers, and those are things that are the old things that haven't changed that are great. The things that have changed is we have this awesome facility to be able to have this old building used every single day and have it available for the community and for programming is great, and that's something we didn't, in the old days we didn't have, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And I know that this isn't just, you don't have to just come here to be able to use what you guys have to offer. I know that our dodgeball team at Channel 15, we were like, okay, we have some gym time that we were able to grab at BFA, but we also needed dodgeballs. And we came to you guys and said, is there a way that you guys have dodgeballs, can we borrow them? And you guys were, open arms, you're like, absolutely. You can come by on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, pick them up and just bring them back the next morning. So I guess there's a lot more to say, just like you don't have to just be here to use what you guys have to offer. Right,
and the recreation department manages Hardak, oversees Houghton Park, oversees the pool. So it's not just what happens here on site, and it's not, we have things that are going on all the time, and we have a great nature program and walks and bird walks and things at Hardak. But we do have a lot of resources, and we've had a lot of great sponsors and donors who make those things possible. And it's nice to be able to, if we're using it for a program, that's great, but it's nice if someone needs to use something and we have it to make it available.
Sure, absolutely.
One thing that comes to mind actually is the Rotary Club has been really generous with rec, and they purchased 30 pairs of snowshoes for us. So it's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people, we try to get that word out. But,
just recently?
No, we've had them for like 4 years.
Okay.
And, they're out all winter long on a regular basis, but I still think a lot of people don't know that we have 20 adult sizes and 10 kid sizes, and that's a great way to get out and have some fun in the winter.
Yeah, it's not like Vermont's a perfect place for that or anything.
Exactly. And we've got so many places, but Hardak has beautiful trails,
sure.
And it's nice to send people out.
Yeah. Anything you can tell us about some of the programs you guys maybe have coming up that people might not know about?
Yeah, we have Bridget Butler is a naturalist and a bird expert, and she is leading some bird walks. She did a spring-summer series, and she's doing a fall-winter one up at Hardak once a month. That is, I've heard wonderful reviews. I haven't been able to go on one yet. We are doing a wine tour October, the first Sunday in October through Quebec. That usually sells out.
Wow.
We have a couple, I think we have maybe like 8 seats left. It's a wonderful day. It's amazing that these vineyards are just there over the border, and
Sure.
a lot of people don't realize that. We this fall, or winter, we won't be able to run a basketball program because of the renovations at City Hall.
Sure. Yep.
So that's a little bit of a hole in our programming. But we have some art programming that's going to be offered by John Young for older kids that we're really looking forward to. We have culinary programs being offered by the Clean Spoon on all different topics: holiday baking, gluten-free eating, clean eating. We have all kinds of, we do a vacation camp generally when kids are out of school. So we have those camps coming up. We have a spa day for girls coming up. And we have an afternoon program here every single day for kids who have a little time between they get out of school and their parents are
Sure.
available. So they can either take the bus from city school, or we pick them up in our van and they come up here and run around on the playground. Sometimes they make cookies, sometimes they do art projects. So yeah, it's a nice low-key afternoon for them.
Okay,
And,
great.
Yeah, so we've got stuff going all the time.
Well, there's one you didn't mention.
What's-
We
your
gotta
favorite,
talk about
yeah.
this a little bit.
And this
Something
is
that
brand new.
I've been looking forward to. I've been in Vermont for a little more than 2 years, and this is the one where I finally saw this on your activities that I went, that's for me, finally, flag football.
Right. So our commission member, Justin Wright, gets the kudos for this, suggested that we do an adult flag football, not league, but kind of pickup series Sunday mornings at Barlow. And part of the problem was people would get together, but then they'd go somewhere and the field was in use. This, for a very low fee, guarantees them 6 weeks of the field availability. And then afterward, they get a little credit down at 14th Star, so all the flag football players can go down and have a little after the program get together.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I love that even 14 Stars jumping on as kind of a sponsor for that as well.
Well,
So,
and yes, yeah,
I mean,
14th Star is so involved in the community.
Yeah, and I mean, when you walk up the stairs here, you can see a list of all your sponsors and everyone that's helped you guys out, and it's great to see that just even the local businesses or nonprofits or whatever you have in this area are really coming together to help build a community program for the community that's also, from what you were saying with all the volunteers, by the community. And
Right.
it's just one of those types of programs, and it's great to see.
It is. We have fabulous sponsors, and and that's what people, sometimes it's the same companies and the same sponsors all the time, and it might not jump out at people, but I mean that is what runs things, and we're so lucky that we have great sponsors. Another program or another event that it's our 3rd annual Glow Run coming up has been phenomenal. We've had horrible weather. It's been a downpour both times, and we get 400 people.
Wow.
So I mean, I keep saying it cannot rain 3 times in a row. This year, we're going to add a kids run to it, so there'll be a quick little kids glow run around the park.
Now, is this a night?
This is nighttime.
Okay.
It's
You're talking like neon and all that?
Oh yeah, neon.
Okay. Now you're talking about
actually
language a little
glow
bit.
sticks.
Okay.
And there are people who are serious runners and they run it, and then there are families with strollers
Sure.
and a bunch of kids, and they walk it. And we so encourage. We put the route out there. Anyone who lives along the route, get out there, put a pop-up
Sure.
tent on your front yard,
Yeah, of
cheer them
course.
on, play music. We usually send someone through to thank the people who are out there cheering everyone on with little handouts and things.
Nice.
So it makes this really fun neighborhood kind of vibe to it. They start in Taylor Park, take off, and it ends in Taylor Park. And
Awesome.
it just kind of winds through the city.
Just a regular 5K type of thing?
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those cool events that are coming up. I know I'm excited for at least one of them.
Yes.
And probably more. I mean, the glow run sounds like a great thing for anyone to do. Is it very late at night, or is
It starts at 6:00 this year.
Okay.
So it's just dark.
Sure.
It's fun.
Well, especially now this time of the year,
Right.
it's getting a little darker.
Right.
so.
You can go a lot earlier. So and it's a really fun family event. We've had a crazy response to it. So,
Great. Well,
yeah.
Kelly, I really want to thank you for joining me on Hometown Roster, and so people can get to know a little bit more about you and about the program and everything that you guys run here. It sounds like you guys you're a year-round, commitment to the
Certainly,
community.
yeah.
For sure. So Kelly Viens, the Recreation Director for St. Albans Rec Department, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.